driven, patriotic young people.
That, of course, President Obama announcing he is signing an executive order to stop deporting hundreds of thousands of young illegal immigrants who were brought to this country by their parents.
But is this an abuse of executive power? Joining me right now is Republican Florida Congressman Colonel Allen West. Good to see you, sir. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much, and happy Father's Day to everyone out in the listening audience.
All right. Well, this was a controversial move, definitely. I don't think you can argue that. But some folks say this was some pundits say this is a very clever move. 100 and some odd days out of the election. What do you think?
Well, I got to tell you, Juliet, the last thing we need right now is for the president to be clever. When you look at where our unemployment situation here is in the United States of America and our debt and deficits, we have a process here in this constitutional republic that we call America, whereby legislation is brought up in committee, the committees that have oversight. And in that legislation, there are amendments. It's debated upon. If it passes out of committee, then it's brought before the full House or Senate floor. And I think the president, even by his own admission last September 2011, said that this was something that was not within his powers to do, but yet because of political expediency, that's exactly what he's doing. So I think this is a reflection of the president as he heads into a re-election, and a lot of the bad news that he is continuing to receive as far as jobs and the economy and things of that nature. So this is not the direction we should be taking as far as this issue right now, and the adverse effects it's going to have on unemployed Americans and also our young people.
Well, that's where I wanted to go with this. Clearly, it's the procedure that many Republicans already object to. What about the policy of it? I do want to mention David Plouffe, White House advisor, this morning says this was not about politics, which I don't know if anyone believes that. But let's get to the actual policy of it and the idea of stopping the deportation of these illegals and giving them work permits. People who were brought here by their parents are going to school, some serving in the military, some going to college. Do you object to that philosophy?
Well, I do object to the philosophy of giving work permits up to people that are under the age of 30. This is not about minors. This is really about adults. And as I said, you're talking about giving work permits. What's going to be the effect on our unemployment situation? It is not 8.2% in the United States of America. It's closer to 14.8% when you take into account the U6 computation of unemployed, underemployed, and also those who are discouraged that have fallen off the rolls. And when you think about the fact that right now 40 to 45% of college-educated graduates are still at home with their mothers and fathers because they don't have any opportunities.
But what should be done with the millions here, hundreds of thousands, if you will, that are here through, wasn't their own choice, and they are trying to go to school to educate themselves, to better themselves, to contribute? What should be done with them? Should they be deported?
Well, I think first of all it has to be a case-by-case basis. I don't think you need to have a blanket policy that is emanated, and especially a verbal order that was given. This was a change of policy that did not go through a legislative process. I think first of all you have to get this entire immigration situation under control, because I think now you have opened up what could be a floodgates of people that will come across the borders to try to fit within the cracks of this very nebulous 5-point criteria that was issued from the administration. So I think that now the devil's in the details, and we really don't understand what could be the unintended consequences that come from this. And we did not allow representatives and we did not allow the legislative branch to sit down and hammer these things out so that we can have the best policy instead of this short-term fix, which continues to be how Washington, D.C. does things. And it's without a doubt, no matter what David Plouffe says, this was about politicizing this issue, and this is about balkanizing the United States of America.
Colonel, I hear that you have some very fabulous ladies with you in the studio there. Would you like to introduce them to us?
Yeah, it's Father's Day, and so I was able to bring in the family.
Come on in, girls. Squeeze in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm joined by my wife, Angela, my oldest daughter, Aubrey, and my youngest daughter, Austin, who was kind of hard getting out of bed today, but that's okay.
You got a 15 and a 19-year-old up early. That's a happy Father's Day right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that I will probably be getting that gratuitous tie instead of anything else that I might want to get for waking them up today. So, but that's okay. I love them dearly.
Colonel, one of the things that I love, and I know Dave always gets misty about it too, is when we show the homecomings, you know, these guys, men and women returning from, you know, soldiering overseas, and they come and they surprise their kids. I mean, you had a moment like that when you came home from Iraq. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was very touching back in 2003 when I came back from Iraq, landed back at Fort Hood, Texas, and my daughters ran up to me. They kind of got lost, did not find the reception point right on time. So, but when they came up, they wrapped their arms around me, told me how much they loved me and how proud they were of me, and they said the two words that were most special, and that was welcome home. So to all of those fathers that are out there, our men who are standing as watchmen on the walls, I say to you, Happy Father's Day, and I look forward to the day when you can come back and your sons and daughters will be able to wrap their arms around you and say, welcome home.
We second that, sir. Happy Father's Day to you. Ladies, thank you all for joining us this morning, especially the girls who got up early on a Sunday morning. Have a great rest of the day.
Yeah.
Angela,